We are one of over 400 centers for independent living nationwide. And Progress Center, we are one of 22 centers for independent living in Illinois. And we serve all the suburbs in the Cook County area. That means over 130 municipalities. Over those 27 years that Progress Center has been open and working in the community, we have assisted to reintegrate over 250 people in the community, people that we assist to be moved out of nursing homes. That's one of the major accomplishments and successes that we have had. We have been here and working very hard to let people know about the services and resources that are available. We work with each individual based on their individual's need. We don't provide services for everybody in general. We work case by case.
I walked into this building in 2010. I thought I was coming from one meeting based on transportation, but what I did, I walked through a door of opportunity. I had no idea that Progress Center could equip me to learn about my self-determined rights and about meeting and advocating with my elected officials. I had no idea that there would be such things as an opportunity to organize and come in and meet with other people with disabilities. Opportunity, from what I understand from Webster, is a time or a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. So Progress Center has given me multiple opportunities to do something, to be built as a leader in the disability community, to learn more about leadership in areas that I never even anticipated. It's given me an opportunity to create affordable, accessible housing with other members of this organization. And it's also, I've also had the opportunity to just grow and learn about broad-based organizing, that the power of any organization is in its memberships. So I learned about organized people and organized money. Because yeah, there is power in one, but there is greater power in numbers. Me, I'm kind of introverted, haha, look at my smile. Here at Progress Center, I came in as a sleeping giant. But the sleeping giant has awoken, so I'm no longer a sleeping giant, but I am a person geared towards leadership, geared towards activism in the disability community. And I'm telling you, had I not come through the doors of Progress Center, I just can't imagine where I would be. I wouldn't know all the people. I wouldn't know Henry Boyce. I wouldn't know Larry. I wouldn't know Horacio. But it's been such a wonderful thing for me. Thank you, Progress Center, for every opportunity.
Progress Center's legislative training class is very engaging. This is a 10-week class that meets every Tuesday from 2 to 4 here at Progress Center. We've got a spring and a fall session. We teach consumers about the legislative process, but more importantly, how to be a better self-advocate. We've got guest speakers, too, ranging from mayors to state legislators. The purpose of this program is to empower people with disabilities, that it's possible to change the system with advocacy. We take our participants to Springfield during the session. They take the knowledge of what they have learned in the class and apply it at our Capitol, meeting with their state legislators. And during the 9th week, the class participants meet with legislators in their district offices, talking about their individual issues. It's the responsibility of each participant to schedule these meetings. We all go as one class to support each other. Because meeting with your legislator for the first time can be very intimidating and unnerving. They then receive certificates of completion during the 10th week. The really nice thing about this class is that the participants become leaders in the disability community. And this class is free. You can't beat that.
Anthony's accident occurred on December 8th of 2012. It was a vehicular accident where he was ejected out of the automobile. Anthony sustained a traumatic brain injury, lost his vision, and has kidney failure due to his accident. Well, Anthony was a college student when this occurred. He was an engineering student at SIU, and it completely changed our lives. He went from being completely independent and being on his own to completely being dependent of me and our family. Anthony was unable to talk and unable to walk, unable to move. He had a total of 3 brain surgeries, so his recovery has been extensive, 18 hospitals, moving around throughout Illinois and St. Louis, and now we're home in Chicago. Well, when we were ready to come home, we had the option of either senior care or having a caregiver. We were blessed with the ability to have a caregiver. After a few months at home, Anthony was just at home falling asleep, not having any activities to do. I reached out to the Progress Center and spoke to the director, Horacio, and was able to have Anthony come to one of their community meetings. And through this meeting, Anthony told me, he turned around and he was like, "Mom, I'm not the only one." He felt he was the only one that was handicapped. He felt like he was the only one because we did not have that at home. We then arranged to start coming to the Progress Center. Anthony went from being here only an hour and pretty much falling asleep the time that he was here to now being able to communicate, able to sit down at the table and talk with the peers, able to work on the computer, which he's learned computer skills while being here. They opened the door where a lot of people had turned us away because he was not ready. They didn't give me that. They told me, we'll work with him. And they actually set someone aside. His name is Giovanni, and Giovanni sat with Anthony, and he's within his age group. Anthony's 22, Giovanni is 24, so they can relate. Giovanni's also blind. He was born blind. So he has helped my son not only on the computer, but also with confidence, knowing that he can walk on his own, he can move around on his own. So it's been a blessing to us to be at the Progress Center, just because he's been able to meet other people that have helped him develop further.
I have a way that I can become independent. I can walk on my own. I can talk on my own. I can eat on my own. I can do all these things on my own. And Giovanni is my teacher. And he taught me how to use JAWS, which is a computer program that talks back to you. So if I press the letter A, it says A. And so if I typed it out, and I learned the keyboard again, which was amazing. Giovanni was like, "Anthony, you did a good job." "Thank you, Joe." I was typing it all out, but it was very hard because I used to think that being blind, I was the only one, because I was always at home, and I know that I always knew that being blind, I wasn't on my own, but I always felt that I was on my own. I was handicapped and I was alone. But after I came to the Progress Center, I realized that I'm not on my own. There's so many people that are handicapped here that do such amazing things. And it was so inspiring to me to just hear them do what they did. And they're like, so we do that type of things, that type of stuff, Anthony. And I was like, really? They're like, yeah, you can do that too, by the way, you know that? I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, of course. It's like, oh, cool.
When people were setting up centers for independent living all over the country, one of the big debates that was going on was whether or not deaf people should be involved. There were people with physical disabilities who were saying, no, the deaf is a separate group. And there were deaf people who said, we're separate, we shouldn't be involved with physical disabilities. The Planning Committee for Progress Center said, no, we need to be as inclusive as possible. And so right from the beginning of Progress Center, when they started to have the meetings in Oak Park and what were we going to do and what was the goal and what was the vision, part of that was saying we need not to be limited, we need to be open. And so really since the beginning of Progress Center, there's always been this attitude that said we need to be inclusive, we need to be inviting people, we need to provide the services that those people say we need, not the services we think they need. And so that really has been one of the great, I would say one of the great characteristics of Progress Center. The beginnings were small groups of people with disabilities, parents of people with disabilities, advocates like myself, getting together saying, what do we need? What should we be doing? But always asking people with disabilities first. Not telling them what they needed, saying, what do you need? But because of that, what's happened is Progress Center now has this, I'd say, reputation of being a place where people with disabilities can come and their needs will be addressed and answered. And if they don't have the answer, they'll find one.
Well, I found out about Progress Center from one of my neighbors. He has a disability too. And as soon as I came through the door, they made me feel welcome. They showed rapport and respect for me. Horatio Esparza, who is the district, who is the director of Progress Center, he told me, the first thing he said to me that made me feel comfortable. He said, what took you so long to come here? You belong here. And that felt so good to me. When I came to Progress Center, I was so depressed. But when they greeted me the way they did, I said, hey, I like this. And they gave me the self-esteem that people had tried to take from me. And let me tell you a little bit about my journey with my disability. In 2001, I told my family members that I was going to move into my own apartment. I was going to get out on my own. And they laughed at me. In 2010, I said that I'm going back to class. I'm going to college to be able to compete at a high level. They laughed at me again. When I told them that I was going to get my driver's license and get an automobile, that was hilarious to them. But now I sit down one day, I say, who's laughing now? Because God gave me the strength to do all of those things. And now I'm here at Progress Center. I'm doing something that I love. I'm helping people with all kinds of disabilities to understand that we can do this, but sometimes we need to find people that we can ally with that's got disabilities too, that's struggling the same way. And when I came here, I didn't know anything about a speech device. Larry Biondi and Clark Craig, they are two community leaders here at Progress Center. So what they did, they told me how to get a device. that would assist me when I'm talking to people, trying to, get, because some people don't understand what, about this disability that I have. Some of them don't have the patience to even listen to you. They don't care what kind of qualifications you got. You don't look like that. You're not a part of this. So I would like to demonstrate about this machine that I have. Now, here we go.
Hello, my name is Henry Boyce, and I have been a member of Progress Center for Independent Living since 2010. When I began my membership at Progress Center, I had no idea about all of the assistive devices that are out there to assist people with disabilities.
See, that's what a lot of people go through that don't know about. It's places like Progress Center. We have no idea where to get help from. But that's the good thing about Progress Center. That they tell us where to go, where to get the help from to make us to put us on a fair or even playing field.
Progress Center for Independent Living has not only educated me on how to make my life freedom, but restored my self-esteem. I would like to take a moment to tell all of my brothers and sisters with any kind of disability to get involved in disability rights movement. Let's keep fighting for disability rights because we are people too.
Yeah. And that machine opened up a whole lot of doors for me.
Do you know over 70% of people with disabilities don't have a job? And I making plans and setting goals to work on employment. Employment should be in first place. We have our community partners committee working with business, Chamber of Commerce, and consumers to make a plan and make sure that our future will be employment. When a person with disabilities have a job, they don't have to worry about so many other things because you get income. With money, you can do whatever you want. And if a person with disabilities have a job, they can get the type of housing they want. They can get the kind of vehicle they want. They can go to school if they want to do it. Employment should be a first thing. Young people should be the group of people that we should be targeting. People who are graduating from high school, college, and we believe that youth transition is so important. Make sure that they will have a better future, and we don't want them to be part of those statistics of 70% not working. We want a better future for our youth community. So I think people with disabilities have the right to get a decent job. We are part of the society. We are asking, count us in. We deserve that.